Zigmund Adamski, a 57-year-old coal miner who worked at Lofthouse Colliery, left his home in the town of Tingley, England on the 6th of June 1980 to buy some groceries. Mr Adamski unfortunately never returned home to see his wife Lottie. 5 days later, the lifeless body of the miner Adamski was found incredibly on top of a heap of coal and in a coal yard in the town of Todd, more than 20 miles or so away from Zigmund Adamski's home. The most peculiar aspect of the Zigmund Adamski case was the fact a newspaper article, World Weekly News 1981, had related the two unnamed police officers who attended the scene at the coal yard, where Zigmund was found dead, had only hours earlier reported UFOs seen near the yard, forever linking his mysterious death with UFOs. Also soon after this revelation by police officers to the press, and perhaps as a direct result of it, senior police ordered its officers to not discuss with press the Zigmund Adamski case, indicating terms of the UK Official Secrets Act to uniformed officers, but not coincidentally specifically mentioning UFOs. At this point, an ongoing investigation, possibly a murder, was still underway in no direct relation to UFOs, other than the tabloid newspaper story was made or understood by police. Nevertheless, the important fact of the officers' sightings is somehow lost in today's understanding of the Zigmund Adamski case, and the man's unfortunate death. With the 30-year-old investigation still marked restricted by police despite the fact the coroner gave an open verdict, Zigmund died of a heart attack, although having been missing for 5 days with his wallet, watch and shirt gone, strange burn marks found on his head and neck, his jacket and shoes improperly fastened, there was still strangely no suggestion from the coroner of an unlawful killing. Today most people believe the death of Zigmund Adamski and its UFO link was taken up as a result of Zigmund's name Adamski and its relation to the famous UFO contactee George Adamski, but ironically with many television appearances and even a recent book, though it's very hard to believe that the attending police officer first at the scene to investigate Zigmund's mysterious death, PC Alan Godfrey, is just as famous after his claimed alien abduction, which he said occurred some 6 months after Zigmund's death, or later claims from UFO investigators that the KGB or perhaps previous war crimes Zigmund may have committed when living in occupied Poland caught up with him. Also, the even more recent claim of a domestic dispute in the Adamski household. All these claims seem to pander to the political issues of the day, more noted by tabloid press. Yes, the UK National Coal Board had employed war criminals in the past, but stories like this didn't emerge until the late 1990s, with the KGB reference really to be seen in the context of the disastrous miners' strike of 1984, an orchestrated assault by government using police against workers' unions, the United Kingdom's unhealthy fixation its apparent condition of mass unemployment. In light of this, the later domestic squabble claims and a murder at the Adamski home smacks of right-wing politics, Tory press and again burning welfare issues, as after finishing off the working man, notably miner Zigmund Adamski, then only Britain's Tory party would dare complain unable to get and likewise hard day's work, even cheap and non-unionized labor, and this out of a woman, as it appears today they actually expectedly do. However, it's in fact Adamski was a miner who worked an ailing industry set to be brought down by strike action, not modernization with its new and cheaper fuel sources, the real cause of his industry's demise. Zigmund, his body and claims of UFOs, the man's surname, his final resting place and coal yard atop and heap of the stuff, and the strange involvement of Yorkshire police with dozens of insubordinate police officers suddenly publicly declaring themselves as UFO witnesses, only to be unfortunately ridiculed with tales of abduction, by now firmly and irreversibly in the limelight of the global press and television. Clearly all this has relevance to the intelligent-minded person, such as police chief constables really are, because if it were the mafia who killed Adamski, and in this fashion, we would have got the message from the dons long before now. but it wasn't. So if that story is to be believed, then who really did kill Zigmund Adamski and Miner? And incidentally, what did they do that for?